This time last week, I was here sharing some very sad news with you that we had been informed that our senior pastor, Pastor Fraser Catton, will be moving on from Burwood and will be taking a role at the conference office. So while we are excited for him, for the new opportunities that leads, obviously that's a sad time for us. Last Sabbath morning, the Burwood elders spent a considerable amount of time thinking about and reflecting on what we as a church need in terms of where we are now, where we're wanting to go, the journey that we've been on. Obviously, if you've been part of this church for a while, you will have seen how this church has grown and changed and evolved since COVID, where we all had lockdowns and everything that went on there, and where we are now. And what are the skills and the talents that we need in the person to bring us through to the next level? And actually, one thing that I found really useful in that process is if you've been part of our community for the last 2 years, you'll know that we've also been on a journey for the last 2 years to map out who we are as a church. What does Burwood stand for? If we say we're Burwood Adventist Community Church, what does that mean? So we've actually spent time in the last couple of years working out what are our core values. And we as a church community finalized 3 core values. And actually, I found that incredibly helpful to work out where we want to go next, because we're already clear on who we are and what we're doing and where we're going. So if you're new to this community, I just want to take a moment to remind you of those core values, because it's really important as we look to the future. Our first core value is community and belonging, which just fundamentally means that everyone is welcome here. Everyone has a place here, regardless of your gender, your ethnicity, your background, whether you're a Christian, whether you've never been to a church ever in your life before, wherever you are in your journey, you are welcome as part of this community. And we want to be an open and inclusive environment where everyone feels like they can belong. Our second value is biblical living, which means that the Bible is the most important thing to us. It means the Bible is more important even than tradition or dogma or the other things that the church might say is how we should do. You know, we feel that if it's in the Bible, then that's the way that we need to go, and we need to follow this book more than any other source. And then thirdly, our third value is sharing Jesus and making disciples. So that means that once we've discovered what the Bible talks about, and once we've had an encounter with Jesus ourselves, then this is not something that we keep. This is something that we want to share with others, that we want to invite our friends and our neighbors and communicate that to the world around us. And so actually being clear in being able to articulate those 3 core values really helped us, because we were able to then say, who is a potential pastor that aligns with those 3 core values? Who is someone that agrees that everyone should be welcome in a church? Who is someone that will always put the Bible first in everything that they do or say, and the way that they make decisions and the way that they lead? And who is someone who is passionate about disciple making, about equipping each one of us to be able to know how to go out and share our faith? And so on Monday this week, the LTM, we had we met together as a church leadership team with Pastor Jinha Kim from the conference, and she kindly volunteered her time to come and talk to her. She listened to our concerns, she heard some of our feedback, and then she suggested some names that were being talked about. She dropped off the call, and then we had a further conversation as a leadership team around which of the pastors that had been suggested that we maybe thought might work or might not work. And at the end of that conversation, we came up with a name that we felt would be appropriate for our church community. So we went back to the conference office and said, this is the name we'd like to suggest. Ultimately, obviously, it's not us that has the final decision, although the conference works very collaboratively with us to make sure that we have the right person for our environment. The conference committee met on Thursday of this week, and as part of that committee, they phoned the person that we had requested and asked them whether they would accept the role as senior pastor here at Burwood, and that person said yes. So I'm very excited to announce that our new senior pastor for 2026 will be Pastor Ryan Vido. So there you can see Ryan and his lovely wife, Emma, and their 3 children, Harry, Max, and Macy. As you can see from their ages, they will fit very well into the Burwood demographic. We have a very growing children's Sabbath school program, so they'll just be part of the family very quickly. You can see there on the screen where Pastor Ryan has served before. So he's had a lot of experience working around the Melbourne area, and also been working as originally trained as a teacher, and then also worked as chaplain at Edinburgh College. I know that there are a lot of people here because of our awesome connections with NCC that will know Ryan, because Pastor Ryan, his kids go to NCC, his wife is a teacher there, and he often comes to be a speaker at our chapel programs there at the school. So I know we have close connections with that school. So we're excited to get Ryan here, and well, please don't think that we're not sad to lose you just because we cheered that we're getting Ryan, but but I think also the good news is that Fraser has negotiated with the conference a 3-month handover period. So this won't be that Fraser is gone tomorrow and Ryan will start next Sabbath. There will be a window of time of transition where Fraser and Ryan work together, and a 3-month window of transition, as I talked about. So, we're excited about what that looks like for the future of Burwood, and we're excited, to be able to welcome Ryan and his family when they join us later this year. Thank you.